Yamaha YDP-181, and I'm going to do an unboxing of it, hopefully show it get assembled, and then afterwards hopefully make another video where I can give it a test run and show you what it's like. I'm going to unbox this and show you how hard it is to put together. One of the reasons I don't want a piano is because I hate having to move them. And I thought, oh, if I get a digital piano, it would be easier to move. It just takes one person to move it. Well, I was wrong with this one. This one is a hefty beast. It took two people to move it, and I had to get it out of the truck. I had to wheel it upstairs on the dolly, and that was really hard to do. If I had my choice, I would have had somebody else helping me lift this thing. It was heavy. But I'm excited to see what it's like, so I'm going to start a time lapse right now and get it put together. Hopefully you like the time lapse. I don't want to bore you with just putting it together real time. So let me get that started. That was heavy. I'm glad I put it in fast motion because that took a long time to get out. The hardest part was the main piece. It was so heavy. As I was picking it up and swinging it around, I'm just thinking, I've got $1,600 here in my hand that I can break just by one drop. So it was really nerve-wracking, but I got it all out. Now I'm going to try and do another time lapse of me putting it together. It's going to be hard because, again, I'm limited on space, but I'll see if I can get everything in there of me putting it together. Finally done. That was a lot of work, and I apologize that I couldn't get the camera angle just right so that you could see everything. I was blocking the shot a lot of times, but just don't really have a lot of room around here. You probably see I was coming over here to this corner a lot, and that's because I have the box stood up. It's actually pretty nice. They have the step-by-step instructions on how to assemble it right on the top of the box. So I just leaned the box up on its end and read the instructions as I went. The nice thing was there wasn't too much to put together. There was 6 pieces, about 9 screws, not including the bolts on the bench. Only about 5 steps that you had to follow to put it together, so not bad. Hardest thing was that if you're putting it together yourself, this thing is heavy. I don't recommend putting it together by yourself. As you can see, I struggled with it. I would just get somebody else to help you. My initial impressions, I haven't even turned this on or done anything with it. Very nice. I was expecting it to feel a lot more cheaper, plasticky. A lot of metal pieces. The wood, even though it's composite, seems to be very nice. The staining seems really nice. Color's beautiful. I was expecting it to be black, so when I first opened it and saw it was brown, I thought, ugh, tacky, but it's actually quite nice. It's a really, really dark brown, so it's hard to tell that it's a brown. Looks beautiful. Love the bench. The bench doesn't seem too wobbly at all, at least not right now. We'll see how it is after some wear. My only qualm with it is it's so small. It's nice quality, but it's small, which isn't bad in and of itself, because I mean the bench is coming with it and it is got the Yamaha brand on it, but they talk about, oh, you can split this piano into 2 parts, you can do duets with it, you can put headphones on, there's 2 headphone jacks, so if you have a piano teacher, and then they give you a bench that only sits 1 person. They don't even give you the option to have a bigger one. It would have been nice, I would have upgraded my bench to have it be a 2-person seater, but that's okay. At least it's a nice bench, and I'm excited. Bench so far has been nice and steady, really like that. Go over some of the features that this piano has and my thoughts on it. So turning this on really easy, just press the button, it powers on. There's no annoying startup music or anything like that. The only thing you get is a small LED light, a little red one that lights on here so that you can know it's turned on even if this cover here is closed. Other than that, you have indicators here to let you know it's on. You see the tempo value as well as some selection buttons that are highlighted. Right off the bat, the sound, it's beautiful, beautiful. It sounds just like a piano to me. It's got the weighted keys, so it's a lot heavier to hit these as compared to those, just like you would on a regular piano. The first thing that it points you to is the volume, obviously. This is the loudest it can go, all the way down to here. I don't even know if you can hear that, but it barely makes out any noise. There's a demo mode, so right when you get it, you can see what it sounds like, so I'll put it in demo mode. Once you click the demo button, you've got all these different voices. They call the different instruments voices. So right now it's on grand piano. Turn down the volume a little bit there. So this is grand piano 1. There's grand piano 2. Electric piano. Electric piano 2. Harpsichord. I love the harpsichord. Harpsichord 2. Vibraphone. Church organ. Church organ 2. Jazz organ. Strings. Strings 2. Choir. And guitar. So those are all the voices, and again, you can demo them with the demo button. So you've got the volume, you've got transpose, which transpose just allows you to change the keys. So for instance, this is middle C. If I were to transpose, that's the same middle C, but I've changed where the keys are. So I've been able to move that, put that back down here. You've got a kind of a play, pause, stop area. This is for playing. There's 50 preloaded songs in here, and you can play and pause them. You can also record your own songs on this. So if I'm playing and record some songs, I can play them back. So all these buttons here deal with record, stop, play, pause. There's also a song select, so I can select the presets or my internal songs. There's, I think, 3 slots where you can record songs internally on the piano. And then there's a USB option. Right here is the USB drive. So I can plug in a USB and I can record songs to that USB, or I can play songs from that USB drive. Going to the presets here, if I were to do, say, preset 1 and press play, it would play that song. Now it's playing both hands, but if I wanted to practice that song, let's say I just wanted to practice the right hand, I could turn off the right hand and just play the left. That way I can practice the right while the left is playing. So you're only hearing the left hand side, and then I can play the right hand side while practicing. Like I said, there's 50 songs in it. This piano comes with the piano book for all 50 songs, so that you can practice along with them with the notes out here and everything. To give you an idea of, let me turn that off here real quick. To give you an idea of recording your own songs, and again, I'm not a piano expert. I know nothing about pianos. I don't even know how to play the piano. So one way this review is helpful is how good is it for a beginning piano player. So I don't know how to play a song, but I recorded just me plinking on the piano so you can see what it's like on how it records songs. So I go to the user presets, and I'm going to go to spot 2. I saved it in slot 2 there, and then I just press play. And this is another feature it has. It actually can split up the piano, the voices on the piano. So what I did was I took the choir and I think guitar, and I split them into two halves. So one half I'm playing guitar and the other half I'm playing the choir voice, and I just recorded it on there. It's pretty easy to record. If I wanted to record something, for instance, let's go to slot 1 here. I can just press the record button and then press play, and then I just mess around so you know it's unique because I'm not playing anything. And then I hit record again. So record, play, record, and now it says end and it saved it. So I can play that back. It's exactly what I played. Now let's say that was the right hand that I played and I wanted to add the left hand to it. What I could do is I could hit record, press the left hand so that it knows I'm just recording the left hand, and press play. Now I can sit here and you can hear my right hand playing automatically while I'm playing the left hand. Stop it, record. Now when I play it back, it'll have both parts. It sounds horrible, I know, but I have no idea how to play the piano. But let's say I wanted to practice with that, I can turn off one of these and just play the one side. See, now it's only playing that side. And then I can just switch it to the left and play just the left side. So in my opinion, the recording functionality on this is awesome. It's pretty easy to learn, and I think it's great for being able to play songs. Not only can you record them, but you can record parts. You can play back only certain parts so that you can practice with them. The 50 songs they have in here I think is an awesome selection. Pretty much most of the classics that I can recall liking are in those 50 preset songs. So I really love it. Some other features that it has is a metronome. Let me get out of the user presets here. So it has a metronome, and you can change how fast and slow it goes. I think if I were to increase here, now it's faster. I can either press a whole bunch of times or I can just hold it down and it'll go down while I'm holding it. So now you can see it's a lot slower of a metronome. And then over here is how to adjust the way the piano sounds. So we had the voices, which change kind of the instrument that you're playing. Over here is the way that instrument sounds. So we've got brilliance, reverb, effect, and touch. Brilliance is kind of hard to hear. I don't know if you'll be able to pick it up here. I have a hard time picking it up. You can only really tell the difference if you're playing a song. And again, I don't know how to play a song on here. But you've got bright, normal, and mellow. And you can switch between those three, or you can go halfway between it. So I can go normal, mellow, and then I can go mellow. And it just is how bright do you want the piano to play. The next one is reverb, and that one's a lot easier to tell. So we've got room, hall 1, hall 2, and then you have stage. And that's just basically saying, how do you want the piano to sound? Do you want it to sound like it's in a room? Do you want it to sound like you're in a concert hall? Or on some stage? And then you can even turn it off so that you don't have any kind of that reverb. It's basically the kind of acoustics you would get in those situations. It's also got levels for those. So how strong do you want that change to sound? It's defaulted to 3, but I'm going to turn it up to 20 so that you can really tell the difference. So to change the strength of it, you hold down the button, and then there's this little up, down arrows. You just turn it up and it can go all the way to 20. So I'm going to go to 20 here. And I'm going to change it to nothing. I'm going to have no room sound to it. Let me turn up the volume here. So that's not being in any room. This is if I'm in a room, which is what I like to keep it at since it's in a room. And that's exaggerated. I usually turn the level down so it's not so exaggerated, but I wanted you to hear the difference. So this is again the room. This is hall 1. This is hall 2, so a bigger hall. And stage. And again, those sound pretty strong in their change, so if I were to bring it down to 3 here, I'll go through the same things again, and you can see how less of an effect it has. So this is no room. Room. Hall. Hall 2. And stage. So the level at which you change it will determine how grand of a change that is. And then the last one here is effect, and in my opinion, since again, I don't know anything about pianos, this would be more if you are probably a really good piano player and want to further fine tune it. There's chorus, phaser, tremolo, rotary SP. I have no idea what any of those mean. They explain it a little bit in the manual, but if you're a beginning piano player, I would say just don't even touch those. They don't go into very much detail as to what they do or why you would want to use them. And I find that if I'm not sure exactly what I'm doing here, it just ends up not sounding well. And again, this one has levels as well, so I'm going to go up to the full level and you can hear the difference. So this is with none of them selected. And this is with chorus, phaser, tremolo, and rotary SP. So I like the fact that it's easy enough to play if you're a beginning piano player, but if you're more advanced, it does give you features to make the piano more fine-tuned to the way you want it to sound. And then they have touch. They have soft, hard, medium. They say just keep it on medium. That's the way a piano normally sounds, but you can adjust to any of these. And it's on a piano, the harder you hit the key, the more vibrant the sound's going to be, the louder the sound's going to be, because you're hitting that string harder with the hammer. Where this doesn't have a hammer and it's digital, you can actually adjust that. So if I were to turn it off, it would be the same sound no matter how light or how hard I hit it. It's going to be the same sound. But for dramatic effect, this is the hard setting. If I just lightly touch it, then if I hit it hard, see how it's louder there? So you can adjust how hard you would have to hit the keys to get the loudest effect on it. And you can also adjust the level here when it's turned off, so that you can have it as loud of a key hit or as low of a key hit as you want. There's also damper resonance. It doesn't really give you any explanation to the damper resonance other than you can turn it on and turn it off. I think it has something to do with one of the keys down here that allows you to damper the play of it. I think it's probably for how much it dampers it, but again, it doesn't explain it, so I just leave it off. I don't know how to use it. The 3 pedals down here are just like you would have on a regular piano. The first one, it allows you to have those notes stay on longer, holds them. This middle one will allow you to hold the first note you hit and then the rest are normal. That one note C is still going, and then I take my foot off and it's done. And then the damper one, which I can't tell a difference at right now. It's probably because I don't have the damper resonator or resonance on, that button, whatever it does. I don't know. Those are the main features of it. Down below here, you've got 2 headphone jacks. The one thing I don't like about those headphone jacks is they're full-size headphone jacks. So you can't just use your 3.5 millimeter headphone jack to plug it in there. Luckily, it came with a set of headphones. The purchase I made came with a set of headphones, and it had an adapter for those headphones, which was nice. But if I wanted to use any of my other headphones, I would need to buy an adapter for it. So if you're planning on using this with a special set of headphones or more than one, I'd recommend going to a store and buying a full stereo jack to a stereo mini jack. That way you can use those. The cool thing is it comes with a little headphone hanger. So down here, I can hang my headphones, and there's a switch next to the headphones jack. You can make it so that the piano sound in the speakers is always on, even if you have headphones plugged in. You can make it so that the piano sound's always off and it's only coming through the headphone jack. Or you can switch it to automatic, to where it will go through the speakers when nothing's plugged in and then only go through the headphone jack when headphones are plugged in. So really cool that they give you that option to make that kind of a change. The sliding lid here, really smooth. It doesn't stick, it doesn't feel cheap at all. Slides really nice and quiet on how it slides. The stand right here, when I put books on it, fits just fine. This came with a lamp on my purchase. I think on Amazon right now it just comes with the piano itself, but if you do get a lamp, I would recommend getting one that's taller than this one. I find this barely reaches over the books, and so it doesn't work too well. But this has nothing to do with the piano itself. It's a separate item. Overall, with the piano, everybody that's come over has just commented on how beautiful it is. I was expecting to be judged a little bit about getting a digital piano. You know, I was thinking that you'd have a lot of piano zealots who would say, oh no, regular piano is the only way to go. I really like that nobody seems to care. They think this looks enough like a real piano that they're totally fine with it. They always comment on how beautiful it is and how beautiful it sounds. Everyone who's played the piano that sat down and played this one has not made any mention to it feeling different than a regular piano. The only thing that I think would have made this piano better, one of the only things, it's the thing that everybody keeps commenting on and asking if it has, is an indicator for which keys you should be pressing. Because again, it allows you to play one hand and then you practice the other hand. But it would be neat if up here in the edges, if there was some kind of an illuminating light that would illuminate on the keys that you needed to press. I don't know if that would hinder the aesthetic beauty of the piano or not, but I do see a lot of people saying that that would have been a nice touch to it. So there's a recommendation for Yamaha if they ever remake this piano. All in all, I'm going to give this a 10 out of 10. I can't really, there's a few little things that I have issues with, but not enough to have not picked this piano. I really think that most of the reviews I saw online saying that this was the best digital piano were correct. It sounds beautiful, it looks beautiful, it feels beautiful. So that's my review for this piano. I recommend it, 10 out of 10. Leave some comments below to let me know what you think of the piano and from this video. And there's a link in the description to purchase this from Amazon. Go ahead and hop on there and take a look at the Yamaha YDP-181 digital piano. That's all from Wild Beat Cat Reviews.